watching GRTV, my favorite. Wahoo!
This is not the scariest of places, except the guy working out back there is kind of scary. We're here with Steve, and we're supposed to talk about quite a scary game, though, Dead Space 2. Where has it gone since the first one wrapped up?
Well, it's gone to Europe. That's where we're at. We're at Gamescom. But in terms
good answer, Steve.
In terms of what have we done with the game, the evolution from Dead Space to Extraction to Dead Space 2, we're really focused in on listening to what people enjoyed and appreciated in the first game, taking that and building on it for Dead Space 2. So I think in terms of modifications and improvements and enhancements, we really have to think from the controller out, right? So players connect with the controller. We want to make sure that that experience off of the controller feels better than the last game. So we've done that by speeding up Isaac's rate of movement, making sure that the button mappings are even more intuitive than last time, making him a little bit more responsive in all of his abilities as it pertains to kinesis, zero-G, where we've given him complete free range of motion now. And of course giving him enhanced kinesis, which is actually much quicker, so that it's actually a real viable combat alternative. That's stuff off the controller. As far as the pacing of the game, we've kind of focused in on making sure that we retain the tension that people really enjoyed, but instead of just having it be a slow burn, tense the entire time, we're actually kicking it up by augmenting it with big epic moments, like you may have seen during the Gamescom presentation or the demo, or even at E3 when we showed the big boss fight at the end. So these big punctuation marks, so to speak, in between the big build-up horror moments.
Isn't that a bit daring to do? I don't know.
Why, yes, it's extremely daring, and that is what we do. We dare.
This is how you take a question from me and take complete control of the interview.
We do this, and we do the lean back, because it's cool. Yes, yeah, as far as it being daring, yeah, I think daring or risky is another word that I've heard, but, you know, I mean, to be honest, look, we're super pumped to be making Dead Space. We're super glad that people enjoyed the first game. We really want to make sure what we do with Dead Space 2 is better than the last one. Believe it or not, that is our goal, to make a better game.
Not take it to another level is one of those things people say. You want to say that?
Kick it up a notch, take it to another level, blow it up, whatever you want to call it. The reality is we're trying to do something better than the last time, and we're all very proud of what we did with Dead Space, but we're also very conscious of all the people that supported us and gave us the opportunity to make Dead Space 2, because without those people that were vocal about Dead Space 1, we might not have got that opportunity. So we're very conscious of what they're saying, we're listening constantly, and we're doing our best to make sure we keep all the best parts of Dead Space and infuse it with new, cooler stuff and make a really great Dead Space 2.
One thing that we saw, and of course one of the big things in Dead Space 1 was cutting up alien monster hybrids into small, tiny little pieces, which was strangely satisfying. But you more or less only moved it like 90 degrees. And then we had Dead Space for the Wii, which didn't sell very well, sadly. But that worked quite a lot better with the Wii mode. How have you approached that thing now in Dead Space 2?
So, you know, you're talking about the alternate fire on the plasma cutter, right? So, yeah, that particular weapon's alt fire was to reorient the blade. But there were many, many other weapons in Dead Space that had alternate fires. So if you sit down and you count them all up, I think we had a total of 16 different weapons if you included the alt fires. And what happened was people really enjoyed the plasma cutter, focused on the plasma cutter, and didn't experiment with some of those other weapons. They didn't get to see the cool alt fires on the force gun.
As I said, strangely satisfying to cut up aliens.
Yeah, well, the plasma cutter's good at that. But there's other weapons. I mean, you could cut them up with the Ripper, right? You could take that blade and just saw them up. That was even more satisfying, like sawing up, just sawing dudes up, doing that was great. So yeah, we're enhancing all of the weapons. We're looking at, you know, feedback from the community, the players, people that have been doing focus tests with us, and figuring out which weapons really need kind of a tune-up. And we're doing that right now.
Okay. So where does the storyline go from the events of Dead Space 1? Where's Isaac now?
All right, so Dead Space 2 takes place 3 years after the original Dead Space. And Isaac is fighting to destroy a government plot to resurrect the marker. That's about all I can really say about the story. I don't want to go into details because that would be kind of spoiler town. But yeah, I mean, I think people, when they pick up the game, they're going to quickly understand kind of what's going on and be able to just jump right into the story, even if they haven't played the last game.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.